Hey guys, welcome to Home Sweet Homeschool. My name is Ashley and I'm a homeschooling mom to one, and in today's video I'm bringing you a book review. Now I'm a former teacher and I love all kinds of children's books. That's really one of my favorite things. I love children's books. And so I was asked by Gottfried, which is the author of this book series. He sent me an email asking if I would read this book and let him know what I thought about it. So I thought it'd be great to share with all of you, and I really wanted to share it with my son because he is a very reluctant reader, and it's really hard to find books that he's interested in reading. And so I'm always trying to introduce new things to him. So I was like, of course I will, because I like to look at children's literature. So I was sent this book. It's called The Adventures of Jaz, and I just want to tell you a little bit about it really quick. It is 30 pages long, so it's a very easy read, which was perfect for my son because he does not like long chapter books, so this was perfect for him. It is recommended for ages 6 to 9, but I think anybody can enjoy a good book. So I don't really look at those kind of things when I'm picking out good literature to read. It's just, if it appeals to us and we enjoy it, then we'll read it. I don't really look at ages, but it is recommended for ages 6 to 9. This book is about a boy who lives on another planet with his mom, dad, and sister. And his dad is an ambassador and very well respected in the galaxy. And the meeting for all the ambassadors is actually held on planet Earth. And so Jaz is having to leave his planet and move with his family to Earth. And it's all new to him. And the teacher in me, when I was reading this book, I was like, that is where kids are going to make those connections, because I was thinking about all those kids that have to move schools, or they're moving to a new town, or even my ESL kids who are moving somewhere and having to learn a completely new language, and everything is so far into them. And that's what this reminded me of, because he did not know the name for tree or leaf, and things like that. And so those kind of things, I really know that kiddos are going to make those connections. My son really enjoyed it because the planet that he's from, the planet that Jaz is from, they can shapeshift, and he loves things like that. That's just right at his cup of tea. He loves shape-shifting and all that good stuff. So on his planet, they can do that, and he also explains in the book the other planets and what they can do. They have different, there's different things they're able to do. Not every planet can shape-shift. So that was interesting, too, to learn about the different planets and what kind of their specialty was. What I want to talk about, though, is some things I appreciated about this book as a parent and a teacher. The first thing that I really liked was the message from the author. He wrote a nice message from him saying that he writes these stories like he likes to tell them. He does have grandchildren, and he does like to tell stories. He told stories to his own children, and he says he preferred stories that were a level or two up from where they were, with the intention of it being a learning experience. Great way to teach vocabulary and comprehension, things like that. It creates opportunities for the kiddos to ask questions. He also talks about how his stories are not conventionally correct, where there must be an ongoing thread of a challenge or an obstacle that the main character has to overcome. And they may not be grammatically correct. And it talks about, what he likes to use and how he might intentionally have a sentence run on, to reflect exasperation. And I love things like this. If you know anything about me, we love Brave Writer, and we love the arrow guides from Brave Writer, and they point out things like this. The authors craft all the time to notice how different authors write to get their point across or to tell their story, and it might not always be the conventional way that you're taught in school. So I really appreciate this here. I also love this. It came with a pronunciation of names. I cannot stand to be reading a book and not know how to say a character's name. I'll eventually, if I'm reading a book that I can't pronounce the character's name, I'll just make up a name for them. So I definitely appreciate the fact, especially since these guys are from another planet, that he provided a key so that I would know how to say the names, or my son would know how to say the names as he was reading the story. So we really enjoyed this story. They arrive on Earth. He meets a friend that lives in the neighborhood. They also encounter someone who's not so nice. But you're really getting to see how he's kind of adjusting to being in this new place. And so That's what we really loved about it. And when we got to the end of it, we were like, we want to know what happens next. So what's so great is this is a series, and we can find out what happens next. So I'm going to tell you how you can get a copy of this book. My son really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed this book. It's just a simple, easy story to follow. It does have illustrations in it, so if your kiddos need those pictures. My son always appreciates a book with pictures. He has ADHD, and he said it's easier for him to picture and remember what's happening in the story if there are illustrations. So I do appreciate that about it. And we just really liked it, and we do want to know what happens next, so we'll be reading the rest of the books that are in the series. Another thing I really love about this book is that the people are very respectful to each other. It does promote good, positive relationships, just the way they talk to each other. They're going to be respectful, and I think that's important because sometimes in books nowadays, the kids are very disrespectful towards adults or to their brothers or sisters, and you do not find that in this book. Another thing you'll also see is it does promote positive social interactions as well, and that's another important thing during this day and age, to teach kiddos how to behave in social situations and how to talk to other people and all those things, and you'll find that in this book. So the way that you can get a copy is you can go to Amazon. I do have a link down below that you can click on, and it will take you right to Amazon. You can get this in paperback form, or if you prefer, you can get it on a Kindle. So the paperback form is going to be around $9, and on Kindle it's only 99 cents. And I definitely think you should give this a try. If you're like me and you are always looking for new books to share with your kiddos and get books in their hands, then definitely give this a try. I think you'll really like it. And I want to thank Corey again for sending this to us because we really enjoy it and we can't wait to read the rest of the series. Make sure you click the notification bell so you'll know when I put out more videos. If you like this type of video, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you decide to get this book and what you think about it, because I think it's a really good book for kiddos to read. Thank you so much for watching.